Iowa, Minnesota, together. This is KIMT News 3's Midday in high definition.
Good afternoon. It's a Friday, December 27th, the last Friday we'll have for 2013. Thanks so much for joining us on Midday. I'm Amy Satowski, filling in for Tyler Mickelson. Well, prosecutors want a judge to require a former Mason City car sales manager to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to his former employer. 53-year-old Timothy Beam was convicted of 7 counts of theft, and he's being asked to pay nearly $164,000 in restitution to Mason City Ford. Assistant Iowa Attorney General Robert Sand says the man's father, John Beam Sr., and brother Scott Beam bought cars from Mason City Ford, where they were all employed, and then they sold the cars back to the dealership at a higher price. Beam agreed to a non-jury trial on the misdemeanor counts in exchange for dismissal of the charges against his father and brother. Des Moines wants the Iowa Natural Resources Department to help pay for the cleanup costs of a large warehouse fire over the summer. Now, this is video from that fire back in August. The city is asking for $300,000 from the department. That's out of the total $550,000 cleanup cost. 3 people were charged with arson in the incident. The city is trying to acquire the property, conduct environmental testing, and ultimately tear it down. An Iowa drug investigator accused of falsifying a judge's signature on a search warrant has defeated the criminal case against him. Iowa Division of Narcotics Enforcement agent Jonathan Borg has returned to work an administrative job in Des Moines, but now faces a personnel investigation into his conduct. The review is expected to be complete in the next week or 2, and questions about Borg's employment status should be resolved at that time. A FedEx truck driver has been injured in a collision with a train in southern Minnesota. 53-year-old Timothy Moore had just delivered a package near Hayward when the accident happened yesterday morning. The Freeborn County Sheriff's Office says Moore was traveling south on the driveway from the house when the train collided with the front of the truck. The Minnesota Supreme Court will consider the case of a national Right to Die group accused in the 2007 suicide of an Apple Valley woman. This is video from the court case back in 2012. The High Court agreed to hear Dakota County prosecutors' appeal of an appeals court ruling. Now, that ruling said the state law that prohibits advising or encouraging suicide is unconstitutional. The appeals court ruling, however, didn't dismiss charges of aiding and abetting suicide against the online Final Exit Networks and 2 members. All proceedings were temporarily suspended pending a ruling in a 2011 conviction for advising and encouraging 2 suicides. The Court of Appeals upheld the conviction last year. Power has been restored to about 9,000 Alliant Energy customers in Marshall County. An Alliant spokesman says 200 customers in Tama County also lost power last night. The outages were caused by an equipment failure at a substation near the Sutherland generating station. Well, thousands of people did not have the holiday they were hoping for as ice storms across the Northeast left many without power. Now, those storms missed our area, but the possibility of it happening is very real. Reporter Nick Pearl breaks down what insurance claims are covered and which are not in the event that we find ourselves in a similar situation.
The first thing you want to do is call and make a claim.
While thousands are still picking up the pieces and assessing damage, Lori Connerton says they shouldn't hesitate to call their insurance agent.
If a tree comes down, hits your house, your garage, your shed, there generally is coverage for that.
Connerton says most policies cover up to $1,000, but if those trees land in your yard, they're your responsibility unless you have what's called debris coverage.
Yeah, it's a big mess. It really is.
Carrie Sullivan fortunately learned she's covered.
Because it's ice, it's covered. You know, I mean, there's not going to be a major problem. Other than my deductible, it'll be covered.
Which softens the blow a bit. She spent the last 5 days with family and friends after she lost power Sunday when the storm ripped her power box directly off her house.
I have family in Ferndale, so I was down with them for Christmas anyway. So
it's a good thing. Had she gone to a hotel and asked for a reimbursement, she'd be out of luck.
Generally, if you're leaving because you don't have any heat, you don't have any power, then those are not charges that would be covered under a regular homeowner's insurance policy.
And Connerton says, you know those items in your fridge? Well, unless you have a special endorsement on your insurance policy, you could be out of luck because food spoilage is not covered under your insurance.
you just have to grin and bear it and deal with it.
Now, Cannerton says people can learn from this storm and ask your insurance agent about your coverage plan in case the situation happens to you. That way you'll know what's covered and what mess is your responsibility. Well, let's check in now with meteorologist Josh Worcester. He's in the Storm Team 3 Forecast Center. We're so lucky that something like that didn't happen to us.
Yeah, but I mean, like you mentioned, it really could happen at any time to anybody. The good news is we definitely have nowhere near an ice storm or a winter storm. Actually, just the opposite. Temperatures very mild into the upper 30s, or that's where we'll be heading for this time of year. You can see outside right now with our Mason City live eye in the sky, and all that sunshine beating down, the warm temperature starting to clear all of that snow off the road. And it's not just in the heavy travel roads like you can hear on Highway 65 in Mason City, but also on our DOT traffic cameras in Algona on Highway 18, as well as in Rochester. Those roads beginning to clear off with that sun beating down, and temperatures right now, they're very mild as well. We're continuing to see them rise with strong southwest winds. We're already in the mid to upper 30s, off towards the west, still some upper 20s as you go farther towards the east, but as these winds continue to blow in this warmer air, all of us will see temperatures rise into the 30s today. We stay warm for a while, but quite a significant cool down in sight. We'll show you that in a couple minutes.
All right, I'm not looking forward to that, but I'm very happy about today.
Yeah, me too.
All right, thanks so much, Josh. Up next on Midday, we'll check in with Linda Bell for the Ag and Energy Report, plus see why 2013 may come to be known as the year of the oil boom. Stay with us.
You're watching KIMT News 3 Midday. News with Tyler Mickelson. Meteorologist Tyler Roney with your Storm Team 3 weather. KIMT News 3. Coverage you can count on.
Welcome back. India's Environment Minister may cast his vote in favor of allowing genetically modified crops in the country. And U.S. oil production soars this year, in part because of drilling activity in Texas and North Dakota. Linda Bell has more in the Bloomberg Ag and Energy Report.
2013 may be the year of the oil boom. Average daily U.S. oil production is on track to surge by 1 million barrels per day this year. According to federal data reported by FuelFix, that's the biggest one-year jump in the nation's history. What's more, the Energy Information Administration projects that oil production will jump by another 1 million barrels per day next year. That's largely because of drilling activity in Texas and North Dakota. And is India likely to allow genetically modified food crops in the country? Well, the Economic Times says the environment minister is expected to cast his vote in favor of allowing it. This would overturn the position of his immediate predecessors. But the same can't be said for China. More on that after this.
The Bloomberg Business Report on Ag and Energy is brought to you by ExxonMobil.
What kind of energy is so abundant it can help provide the power for all this? Natural gas. More than ever before, America's electricity is generated by it. ExxonMobil uses advanced visualization and drilling technologies to produce natural gas, powering our lives while reducing emissions by up to 60%. Energy lives here.
Corn capped the biggest drop in almost 2 weeks. This was on concern that China may reject more U.S. shipments with a genetically modified variety. Now, last week, China said the country is not ready to import a variety of corn genetically modified for insect resistance. This after 12 batches containing a specific grain from the U.S. were rejected. And finally, electricity output is on the rise. According to the Edison Electric Institute, it gained nearly 4% from a year earlier during the week ending December 21st. The area in the U.S. that recorded the biggest jump in output, that was the Southeast. And that's business. I'm Linda Bell with the Bloomberg Ag and Energy Report, reporting in New York.
Warm temperatures throughout the day today, but they don't stick around for long. We're watching a cool down and some chances of snow. We'll show you all of that coming up next in your full Storm Team 3 forecast. Well, have you made it outside yet today, this morning?
I was out there earlier this morning, but then I was just so busy working in here, I haven't seen it. But I'm sure it's beautiful because it was great this morning. I did not want to, die in the cold.
It wasn't, it was very warm this morning. Continuing to warm up, we have strong winds from the south blowing in that warmer air. The sun is out. It's a great day to be outside, and enjoy it now if you can get outside. Because
go sledding or something.
Yeah, perfect day today. Tomorrow, the snowpack might take a hit with the warm temperatures, but
Okay.
heading into next week, it's going to be cold.
It's going to get bad. It's going to get bad.
Yeah, we'll show you those temperatures in a little bit here, but you can see outside right now with our StormNet 3 live sites just how warm it is. 28 degrees. We do have a little bit of a wind chill with those strong south winds. Feels like it's 18 in St. Ansgar at the middle school. Dodge Center also at 28. Feels like it's 21. These temperatures will continue to rise with strong southwest winds throughout the day today. You can see those temperatures right now across the viewing area, especially off towards the west, already into the mid to upper 30s, 39 in Albert Lea, 36 in Forest City, even 41 in Fairmont. So some 40s squeaking onto the board. If you go to the east of I-35, then we get into that colder air. 30 in Rochester, 27 in Austin and Charles City. We'll keep these winds from the south and west, so we'll continue to increase these temperatures as well. Likely crack the 30 mark for most of us, but probably not quite as warm as the areas off towards the west of I-35. But a great day for, again, end of December standards nonetheless. Here are those winds straight out of the south right now, blowing in that warmer air, 20 miles an hour. Now these are sustained winds in Rochester, Owatonna, 16 miles an hour in Albert Lea, Mason City, and Algona. Wind's not going to lighten up very much today, so that's going to continue to usher in this very warm air through much of the day today, and even into tomorrow will be warmer yet, but enjoy it while it's here because it's very short-lived. The coldest of air, which was over Wisconsin this morning, has even continued to retreat north of the international border right now. You can see those pink shades retreating up towards Canada. Even the greens and the light blues continuing to move into Iowa and southern Minnesota, where it's in the 40s right now, even some upper 40s. You can see in Dodge City at 48 degrees. No, we won't get into the upper 40s by any means, but as you saw, even now, some of us into the lower 40s, so a great day to be outside today. Satellite radar picture is quiet, some clouds and some fog early this morning, but really that's about it. The sunshine is out now, and we'll continue to see that sun today and into tomorrow as well. That's as this warm front continues to push by, and we're not even into the warm air yet with this warm front. That will continue to move through. Then winds will switch to the straight out of the south and west, where we're still getting into that warm air, and that's what Skycast shows. It continues to move off towards the east. Plenty of sunshine, just a few clouds out there. Winds will switch to the southwest, continue to blow in that warm air all the way through the overnight hours, so a mild night in store tonight. And then that cold front moves through, and this will be the leading edge of some very cold air as we head into the weekend. Again, middle to upper 30s today. South winds 8 to 16 miles per hour. Very mild tonight into the 20s. Winds calming down by morning. By tomorrow, pretty much a carbon copy of today. Plenty of sunshine. Winds picking back up. Next 7 days, again, temperatures crash down. Next week, we're into the single digits for high temperatures, and it gets a little bit more active. Chances of snow Saturday into Sunday, throughout the day on Tuesday, continuing into New Year's Day, but no break from the cold in sight. And again, those overnight low temperatures well below zero.
That is no good. That is no good.
Yeah, tonight's low temperature, those are about where our high temperatures should be. So enjoy it, because it's not
Awesome.
going to come again for a while.
Awesome. Well, I know there's still a lot of snow out there. So the question is, have you helped anybody out, shoveled any driveways, sidewalks?
I have not, but I've been, when there is snow, I've been in here, tracking it. So,
Right. Well, it's a good help to your community. And speaking of that, coming up next on Midday, we're introducing you to a young man who's doing big things for his community. We'll be right back. Welcome back. The holidays are winding down, but shopping is picking back up. Folks headed back to the stores yesterday to return unwanted items or to do more shopping. Recent polls show nearly 80% of people plan to take advantage of post-holiday discounts, and it also looks like online shopping is more popular than ever. Web research confirms there was a 10% increase in online sales between November 2nd and December 22nd, and overall sales both online and in person ticked up 3.5% this year, with most of the spending coming in the final days before Christmas. While the Boys and Girls Club of America provides after-school programs for kids to grow and learn in a safe environment. Their motto is "Great Futures Start Here." Reporter Elle Mose shows us how one club's future is looking very bright after one of their 11-year-old members gave back to them in a very big way.
Shock me.
Ethan Harris is your typical 11-year-old.
Here's your airplane. Let's see it fly. Oh, dude, that's not bad.
Ethan comes here to the Bryant Boys and Girls Club every day after school.
I can do mostly anything I want, but follow the rules, but just hang out, have fun.
But playing games is just a small part of what Ethan contributes to the club.
Helping is my thing. It's like a job to me. It's like a gift that God gave me.
This quality in Ethan made him a standout kid to the club's director, but also to the rest of the country.
It's just the spirit in the way that he does things. He has such a servant's heart, and it shows every single day.
I just can't even put into words how exciting this has been to know that America voted for my son.
Ethan won America's online vote by a landslide to win Maytag's Dependable Leader Award. Along with the title is a $20,000 grant in Ethan's name for the Boys and Girls Club of Bryant.
The nomination process is typically for board members, for community leaders, for adults. But I have a kid right here in my club who has done what adults have done and surpassed what adults have done.
Now Ethan is giving back to the club in an even bigger way.
What I'm thinking is that we could use it for like playground equipment, use it for a new game system, buy some iPads with learning games on them.
He has, I think, a good long list going for us, so we're going to definitely get him involved in it.
As for Ethan's future,
Him being only 11 years old, I just can't even imagine what is in store for him.
I figure I'll be calling him boss one day.
We're looking at the new president of 2021.
Talk about dreaming big. Ethan was awarded the $20,000 grant money during a ceremony that included city officials, mayors, and the state senators. Well, stick around. Josh will be in with one last look at our weather forecast. And sharks, yes, sharks are starting to take part in social media. We'll tell you what they have to say coming up next. Well, Josh, I know you're a big fan of Twitter. Well, apparently so are sharks. These guys in Western Australia are swimming close to popular beaches, and they're using Twitter to send warning messages to the swimmers and surfers. Now, I know you're probably thinking, how on earth is this possible? Well, scientists have attached transmitters to more than 320 sharks, including great whites. So when the tagged shark swims too close to shore, it triggers an alert, which is picked up by a computer, and then that computer sends out a quick message on Surf Life Saving Western Australian site. It's on their Twitter feed, and it just sends it out really quickly, and everybody can figure out like, hey, there's a shark there, so better watch out.
So, like you mentioned, I'm a big fan of Twitter.
Correct.
But here's my only concern.
Okay.
As big of a fan of Twitter as I am,
Yes.
if I'm on a beach on vacation, I'm not going to be on Twitter.
Why'd you have to ruin this?
Well, I'm just saying. Maybe I'm the only one, but would you have Twitter open on the beach?
I don't know, probably not, but I had a better question for you.
Okay.
If, what kind of hashtag would a shark use in that case?
What does the shark say?
I don't even... I don't know what the shark would say. Probably something along the lines of chomp. I don't know. I don't know.
All right, well, moving off of sharks and onto weather, very warm day today, and that will continue to be warm tomorrow, but enjoy it while it's here because quite a cool down coming down as we head into next week. Cool temperatures, we're talking high temperatures in the single digits, and quite a few chances of some light snow, so when everything is said and done, maybe a couple inches accumulating. Obviously, we'll continue to watch that as it happens, but enjoy the sunshine because it doesn't stick around for long.
All right, thanks so much, Josh. Thanks for watching, and we will see you again this evening.